advised him that the NSC has intention to send a team to meet him and his fellow commissioners for purposes of discussing the security and implication of concerns surrounding transmission, tallying, verification, and declaration of results. The chairman posits that he was early in the morning, when you go through his affidavit, visited by a number of individuals, some of whom comprised politicians and some of whom were various eminent persons in the country, and that their intention was not to enhance the credibility of what he was doing. But he tries to conflate this with the visit of the NCSC by saying, connecting it to what had happened that night, that further, that at 10 a.m. in the morning he was informed by Professor Goulier that the team from NLCA had arrived at the tallying center, and he later learned that they had proceeded to the office of Deputy Inspector General of Police. Nothing could have been true than the fact that he was rung by Mr. Kinyua, who told him that because of security concern and tension which was arising in the country, arising out of non-transmission, and of course we have had an example on this in previous election, he was sending a team to go and visit him and discuss the issue of security. That notwithstanding, the chairman pretends that this was an issue which he only came to know when he was informed by Professor Goulier. But immediately thereafter, he concedes that he was rung by Mr. Kinyua, but pretends that the call was by Mr. Kinyua to tell him that the team was coming to discuss the succession procedure, which is a matter which, to his knowledge, neither him nor NCSC are involved. The chairman then adopts confess and avoid posture to discredit the mission by conceding that Kinyua indeed called him, but to discuss assumption of office. We know that assumption of office is a process which is statutory, and members of that office had been appointed and are known and are not members of NSAC or persons who went to see him. Further, it could have been stated in the midst of ongoing tension that the NSAC is sending a delegation to discuss assumption of office when the whole country was waiting and tensions were rising, and in fact there was almost a breakdown at Bomas as these things were going on. The mission was led by Kennedy Kihara, who was the only person who addressed the chairman. The other members didn't speak, and the other commissioners of the other commissioners of Iebc of NCSAC, Mr. Kennedy Kihara and the mission was led by Kennedy Kihara, who was the only person who addressed the chairman, and the other commissioners of Iebc. Mr. Kennedy Kihara, in his affidavit sworn on 28 February 2022, equally confirms that his whole presentation was to express the need to expedite the process of declaring the results and ensuring transparency in order to avert public anxiety. But the attitude of the chairman is exhibited by the contempt by which he treated this team. They were not met when they came. They managed to find where to wait, but they were kept waiting for 4 hours. Members of a security team in the midst of an election where tension was rising. Having led them, the chairman claims that Mr. Kihara proceeded to caution him, among others, that if Iebc declared the results with honorable Ruto as the president-elect, chaos would erupt, and that the blood of dead Kenyans